There are how many head coaching jobs open? Giants, Titans, Dolphins, Browns, Falcons,
Ravens,
Cardinals. Right?
Yep. Raiders.
8 open jobs. Okay. John Harbaugh and Kevin Stefanski appear to be the top dogs in this market. Mike McCarthy, former Packers coach, former Cowboys coach, appears to be a real option. Vance Joseph, I believe, is D coordinator of the Broncos, seems to have real juice. Jeff Hafley is the Packers D coordinator, has real juice. Clint Kubiak, Seahawks offensive coordinator, has real juice. Brian Flores, Robert Saleh. Like, there's real options out there, right? One of the real options is Kliff Kingsbury. Kliff was here the last 2 seasons, was head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, was head coach at Texas Tech. Now, granted, these odds may have shifted, but just a brief look around, right? He is, 20-1 to get the Dolphins job, Kingsbury. He is 8-1 to get the Ravens job. He is 7-1 to get the Raiders job. That's the third highest. They've got Flores as the favorite, then Clint Kubiak, then Kingsbury at 10-1. The Giants head coaching job, he's on the list. He's not that high up, but he's on the list. The Falcons head coaching job, he's third. Stefanski's 2-1, Kubiak 2-1, then Kingsbury 8-1. Cleveland, he's on the list. Titans, he's high on the list. I have heard Tennessee really likes him. He's 7-1 to get the Tennessee head coaching job. They're not going to bring him back to Arizona. He was already there. But of 8 jobs that are open, he is in the mix. Seriously, I would say, for half of them.
Yeah.
Landfill wrote the question, are you surprised Kliff Kingsbury is getting head coaching interest? And then Landfill provided his records, 35-40 at Texas Tech, 28-37-1 with the Cardinals. B, are you surprised Kliff's getting the interest?
No, I'm not surprised. And I'm not surprised because I've been around the NFL. And young, up-and-coming dude, they'll find a way to make sure that nothing about his record is all his fault. Had to be to do with something else. Normally in. If you're any good in being a kicker and a punter, you stay around for a long time. Because like you said, Jay, it's 32 of them. And nobody can really creep in. It's 32 head coaches. And once you're in it, and what do you learn? Like, most of the job is not that the people don't know football. They don't know how to present it. And that's why all the stuff with the Rooney Rule about interviewing guys and giving them that chance, they get to learn and they know what to deal with. Kliff has run a team. When he steps into an office, he comes in smooth as hell, clean dressed, sharp, and he can present stuff to you in a way and make you and blow you out, just knock your socks off. The average dude, like when they said Russ Grimm rolled in there, Russ Grimm rolled into this thing like he just got off a Harley to do an interview. And that turns off some people. Other people might be turned on by it, but most of the people in the NFL are going to be turned off about that. So Kliff understands everything, and don't forget, last year's run, whether it was about Jaden or whatever, they remember that more than they remember this year's run.
Well, and if you're Kliff, you know what you say about this year? Man, we were hurt.
Yeah.
Jaden played 4 total games.
Yeah. And that helps, but he knows how to interview.
Landfill, I'm going to let him explain something that's also on this list. So Landfill wrote, are you surprised Kliff Kingsbury is getting head coaching interest? I agree with you. I am not surprised. The records are the records, 35-40 at Texas Tech, 28-37-1 with the Cardinals. He also has 2 years with a dynamic offense on his resume. When Kyler was healthy and in his second season, they were really good. When Jaden was healthy as a rookie, they were really good. Those offenses cooked. So when you could provide in media they call it your reel, right? If you're applying for jobs at other stations, you get your reel type. Mm-hmm. Kliff's reel looks good. If Kliff's sending you his highlight reel, it looks good. Now, highlights aren't the total body of work, right? Like it's what you always say about Floyd Mayweather, right? He always posts his big betting wins on Instagram, but never the losses. So Kliff can be a very marketable candidate. Landfill also wrote on here, he held Jaden back with the Commanders. Professor Landini, I'll let you explain that one.
I mean, I think it's pretty much exactly what it says. I think that the Commanders' offense would have been better if there was a different offensive coordinator.
You really think that?
Yeah, I think when Jaden was playing this year, the offense, it seemed like Kliff didn't know how to use him. Didn't know what to do with him.
They sure called that little tunnel bubble screen a lot. And it wasn't until week 18 they ran something off it.
I mean, we know, like last year, Jaden pushed the ball down the field. You know, he was one of the best in the league at it. And this year, frankly, I felt every time Marcus was in there, the offense looked more dynamic. And I don't understand. Like maybe Kliff is used to with the Cardinals and with Texas Tech. He doesn't have a whole lot of talent. Doesn't know what to do when he's presented with somebody of Jaden's caliber. But I wasn't a fan, and I'm not disappointed that he'll be gone. Long live Blau.
Right.
In Blau we trust.
There are rumors out there.
Blau we trust.
There's a narrative around Kliff as well. And as an owner, I would want to ask. People say that your offense is figured out after the first year. You were great with Kyler your first year, great with Jaden your first year, and the next year things didn't look the same. Why? You know, and I would be listening for that answer because an answer in that sense, if you start blaming everybody, that's a turnoff to me. But if you tell me why you think it, you know, I might buy it. But Kliff is charismatic, dog. Very. And I can see him getting a job because of that. Look, man, charisma works for certain people.
Don't leave.
Charisma works for certain people. It don't work for everybody.
Landy, turn this mic on. I'm going to ask the legend, Rick Doc Walker.
You bought me a drink. Thank you.
Rick Doc Walker.
I'm joking, Doc.
has a Pellegrino, and those are the best Fritos on the market, dog.
We should have just came. We got them free. We got a box.
Yeah, there's a box. Yeah, shout out to our anonymous potato chip.
No, I was gonna give you some, dog.
I can take.
I'll give you an extra bag. I'm gonna give you an extra bag.
I'm good at taking. Yeah. Good, thank you,
Doctor. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good. A little
good
cardio in, ready to roll.
We were just talking about Kliff Kingsbury getting head coaching interests. Commanders made their decision, mutually agreed to part ways with Kliff. They've now hired the young guy, David Blau, to be the offensive coordinator. What do you make of those series of moves?
I'm good with all of it. I really am. Kliff, that was not going to work. There was a difference of opinion. And the head man's going to win on that, although he didn't win during the season. So they had to get rid of a guy to get the job done that he wanted, which to me is weird. But, you know, it is what it is. So they hired a guy now that he will definitely do what they want him to do because he is trying to prove a point. He's probably one of the most talented people in the league, and I like the guy because he is actually participated in the game itself. And so it's hard to beat a guy that's been through the system and then now he's teaching it. And JD5 must have gone thumbs up, so not a bad move for him.
Yeah, I think Jaden was aware that Kliff was on the way out, and I'm confident. They were like, Jaden, what do you think about Blau? And he's like, I love him. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Are you surprised, however, that Kliff, we just went through, there's 8 current jobs that are open. Mm-hmm. I think Kliff's a real candidate for 3 or 4 of them. Mm-hmm. Are you surprised by that at all?
Not at all, especially the Baltimore situation. Interesting to me to having worked with JD5 and to have that ultimate talent that they have at that position. Although I love him in the pocket, he can throw it. But it's going to come back, him and Derrick Henry, to me, that's just oil and water. You're giving him a battering ram, he don't want to swing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I was saying, like, Doc, once you're in, NFL, coaches, kickers, and punters the same. Once they're in, they're in.
Sure.
And what you see, you might see them. They get once they start playing bad, they out, and then they show up somewhere else. You know, we see the kickers that Sean Sweesham and all these guys. They bounce around. If you show that you have any level of consistency, you're gonna be around. And I think once the coaches get in, unless you completely fall on your face,
I agree.
you know, you're gonna get another chance.
It's such a shortage of real talent to me in coaching. People that can really teach, that can get your attention, that don't have to be a jerk to get you to buy in, and can actually help you improve on your game. Man, that's 12%, 13, 14%? Because it's homecoming. It's good old boy network. And if it were corporate America, you pushing the pencil is different. But when you're trying to protect the human being's body, it's malpractice.
Yeah.
For some of the instructions that have been given by some of these people that are not qualified to be in their position. So when I heard the blog was I said, okay, this boy played. He laced up, jocked up. He's run a team. And if Detroit would have swallowed him, he'd have been gone.
I think when the interview request came in, that's when they're like,
They're
all
like,
right,
hold on. Let's figure
people
this
might
out.
think we're moving too fast. We're doing it.
You have to. Otherwise, you lose him. And if you put a power player in here with DQ, he'll get swallowed again. So the pattern is that he hit coach by title, but during the game he didn't run the game. In my opinion. So either you are in charge or you're not. And so he did the right thing. Get the guy out you can't control, and try again.
It's an interesting situation because they've made the OC change, right? Kliff's out. They're going to promote Blau. I do think Blau's offense is going to look different. I think you keep a lot of what works, but I do think you'll see Jaden under center more. I think you'll see a different commitment to the run game that maybe doesn't hinge.
I just think the simple under center play action hides the ball more than the running back goes in front of you. When the running back goes in front of you, they see the football and him. When you turn your back, that football is lost for a second.
Dude, you've done it.
Yeah.
So you know the difference.
It's a world of difference in that. And I just think that like when Kirk Cousins was in Minnesota, they said at first they didn't have a lot of play action. Kirk checked out his own stats and saw how many completions he had when they ran play action.
He fakes
They
the
started
hell
doing
out of it.
70, 80% of the time.
Yeah.
He carries them out too. It's deception.
So it's like it makes a world of difference, and I understand what they were doing is sexy. It looks good, but it can't be wrong when all the other people doing it the other way.
The Kingsbury system is one of one in the NFL. Like, in a league that rips everything off from everybody, and not to suggest, hell, Ben Johnson ripped off a play of Kingsbury's Saturday night against the Packers, went for a touchdown. Like, straight rip. That happens across the league, but nobody else is like, oh, I'm going to run the Kingsbury system. I'm going to run that modernized version of the air raid. And that isn't to condemn it, but it does tell you something. If half the league is trying to implement more or less the Shanahan system, you do have an idea this works. That
Which
zone
play you
blocking,
think he ripped off a Kliff?
The touchdown throw Caleb made down the left side.
Was like a bubble thing?
Kliff ran that play to Luke last year. Or maybe even earlier this year. I'll pull the clip up.
Let me just, not to be the bearer of bad news, but how popular would it be if the team he's controlling actually won something big?
Yeah.
Because he's the most popular person I've ever seen in my life that's not been on the victory stand.
It's remarkable.
At no level.
It's
so
remarkable.
I'm just going, I ain't mad at him. He's the artist. You want art? You can do it like that. But I want to win a championship. So I'm going to be more inclined to be like the people in Baltimore. And that didn't work, but they beat their head up against the wall over and over trying to get it to go. Man, you know the one thing I see now, as much as we talk offense, you got to have a defense.
Yeah.
Anybody really good, they got people put pressure on the quarterback. They tackle well. They got a cover guy that can cover anybody. They have all the traits. We had none. So all this offensive talk and coordinators is cute, but if you don't fix that defense, we'll be in the same position next year talking about what if.
Got a point there, brother.
I totally agree with that. Doc, I know you got to run. Ben Johnson is happy to poke the Packers. He's like, yo, they're my rivals. I don't care.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
I thought you might.
Yeah, but I thought Philly hurt themselves. End of the year, I'm holding you out. No, you would play a quarter. Like Gibbs, you say, get up by 14, you come out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Give you a reason.
He gave you a reason
Yes.
to get out. Give me
Exactly.
some incentive. Them boys went out there, put 14 points on the Commanders. They could have come off.
Yeah.
They were rusty. They weren't themselves, and they got a problem that they got to work out. I'd rather be in their position than ours because at least they got the talent to work it out.
Yeah.
You can be smart as hell, but if you don't have no studs, you ain't going to win.
Need blue chippers on the roster, man.
You got to get some Mitchells.
The great Rick Doc Walker making his own exit. Thank you, Doc.
All right, brother.
Give Doc a follow at Rick Doc Walker. Got to talk about something going on in Buffalo. Plus, I'm not even doing a bit here, B. Indiana football?
They're good, though.
How all-time good are they? Let's explore. Nobody go anywhere. It's BMitch Finlay.